There's only three things you need to validate an order block or a POI. So let's get into it. So the first thing you're looking for is you're looking for a clear structural break. So we have a structural high and low, and then we see price breaking structure to the downside. That is kind of step one. It's the break of structure. Step two is you need to identify your dealing range. So we have a dealing range high and we have a dealing range low, just like this. And we're simply looking for, this is going to be a bearish order block. We're looking for a bearish order block somewhere in this region, right? So step two is it must be above the 50% level. And step three, it must leave a fair value gap just over here. So when price rejects into it, we meet all three rules, which then allows us to take a downside move. If we look at an example here on the charts, this is the S&P 500 or ES futures. So what we can see over here is we can see one, right? We can see a market structure shift over here. So we see price breaking structure. Boom. That is step one. Step two now is that we have a dealing range we're currently working with, right? So we have a dealing range high and we have a dealing range low. And so step three, the most important thing, and this is where traders often mess up, right? The fair value gap is different from the order block. This is the fair value gap over here, right? Price leaves a fair value gap over here. I'm going to label this in blue so traders can understand. That is the fair value gap. The order block is the candle or the range before the fair value gap. So the order block I'm going to label in gray. So it's important to understand you're entering off the order block, but it's validated by the fair value gap, right? So your order block is going to be where you enter from, and you want to have a stop loss just above the order block itself. Now from here, as your first target, you want to be targeting that low down here. So whenever you're trading order blocks, make sure you always follow these rules, right? You want to wait for price to break structure. You want to wait for price to come into a discount, and you want to be trading off zones that leave a fair value gap.